Hey everyone, Dave here again. Just wanted to do a little quick update for stuff that's going on with the channel. Just some video series and stuff like that that I just want to sort of touch base on. The first big thing that I want to talk about is the Through the Ages series of videos that I started with the exploring the history of some of the D&D classes. So I had the Barbarian video come out, and I did the bonus video with the variant abilities from the Player's Handbook 2 and some other stuff, some other racial substitution level stuff like that. The plan was to also do the Pathfinder, variations from first edition to the second edition playtest to the second edition final rules. I had people suggest some other additional things to add to that list of Pathfinder stuff to sort of expand upon, and I wanted to address those a little bit. So the first thing is I do have a copy of the Advanced Player's Guide on its way. I ordered it and hope to have it within a few days of this coming out. And once this video comes out, once I get that book, I should say, that night I will basically be recording the history of the Pathfinder Barbarian. And then I can finally move on to the Bard, which I've already started doing some of the initial research for. And let me tell you, I found a 0 edition version of the D&D Bard that was printed in the the Strategic Review, which was the magazine, the TSR magazine. It's interesting. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that. But the big thing with this series is that I wanted to wrap up one class in its entirety before moving on to the next. So I have a copy of the Advanced Player's Guide coming, which has some variant abilities. There are some other books that were suggested that at this point in time I just, either couldn't find or just the reasons why I'm not getting it. So the first one is the Pathfinder beta playtest rules for the first edition of Pathfinder. So this was basically when Paizo first started putting out Pathfinder products. The brand existed before the rule set, and the original Pathfinder stuff was all based on the 3.0 Open Gaming license and was literally made for 3.0, or 3.5 I should say, was literally made for 3.5 D&D. The Rise of the Rune Lords Adventure Path was actually one of those things that was originally written for 3.5 D&D and was later updated to the Pathfinder rule set after it came out, because the Pathfinder rule set didn't actually release until 2009. So there was the Pathfinder brand existed before the rule set, but people had mentioned the beta test, and I couldn't really find a reliable copy of it. It's a PDF, and honestly, they're just sites that said that they had it that just seem kind of sketchy to me, and I don't want to be downloading stuff from sites that I'm not comfortable with. But the more I was thinking about it, honestly, first edition Pathfinder has a lot of similarities to 3.5 D&D. And I can't imagine that the beta playtest would be drastically different from what we finally had. There might be some variations in some of the bonus abilities and stuff like that, but I think the core of the class would probably be the same. And it's a PDF. PDFs are hard on my eyes. I don't like reading off computer screens for too long. So it gives me headaches and migraines. So I just don't want to do that, if that makes sense. The two other books that were suggested to me were the Advanced Class Guide and Pathfinder Unchained. The Advanced Class Guide is a book that I do want to get. Pathfinder Unchained is a book that I do want to get. However, when I ordered the Advanced Player's Guide, and there's a reason why I wanted that one for sure, I was actually going to be getting the Advanced Class Guide as well. They were both in the cart at the same time. But there was one other book that I wanted to look at. And for first edition Pathfinder, I'm only going to be buying the pocket editions, because they're just cost effective, and I'll probably do a whole video on pocket edition product lines, stuff like that at some point. But there was one other book that I was curious about that I wanted to sort of pick up. And the bookstore chain that has it, that I was ordering stuff from, only had one copy left. And right now, restocks are questionable as to how long it will take. So I decided that I could only afford 2 books at the time, so I decided to jump on that one book, which I'm not going to spoil here, and the Advanced Player's Guide. And I wanted the Advanced Player's Guide because it has the Alchemist class in. I think that's where the Alchemist class was introduced, and I want to do a video on the Alchemist class in Pathfinder as well. So that's why I wanted that one. So the Advanced Player's Guide, I couldn't get all 3 books, and I wanted, and there was only one left of the other one, and no, quantity issues with the other ones, so that's why I don't have the Advanced Class Guide. Pathfinder Unchained, right now, is only available as the hardcover, and that hardcover is around $60 Canadian after taxes and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it would be free shipping still. From that site, but that's a lot of money to be spending on a single book at this point in time, whereas the pocket editions, I could get two pocket edition books for around the same price or less. So that's kind of why I'm focusing on the pocket editions, because they are affordable. So Pathfinder Unchained, until it becomes available as a pocket edition, is a book that I just will not be getting at this point in time, but the minute it gets released as a pocket edition, I will be all over that. So that's sort of where those 2 books are. So that's sort of why they won't be appearing. So right now, in the Pathfinder versions of the Through the Ages series, I will be looking at the first edition core rulebook, the first edition core rulebook, the first edition Advanced Player's Guide information, so the variant abilities presented in there, similar to the variant abilities presented in like the Player's Handbook too, so I'll be including that in that video. The playtest, and it will be the printed version of the playtest, not following all of the updates. I have them all, I think, on my computer, but it's a lot to go through and digest and try to keep straight, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to look at the original printed material, and then finally the second edition version, and then once I get that, so that's what will be in those video series, and once I get that Advanced Player's Guide, then I can do my Barbarian video, and then I'll be moving on to the Bard and continuing that series going forward. So I just wanted to sort of give an update on that and sort of explain which books are going to be available for the Pathfinder portions of the series and why. And then the last thing I want to touch on just really quickly is over on my Facebook page, I've been trying to just put some content on there to, number one, take the pressure off trying to record at night, because that's the only time I really feel comfortable making videos, and that takes its toll. Like right now, it's after 1 a.m. when I'm recording this, and I can definitely feel it. So so over on my Facebook, it's sort of been a way to relieve some of that pressure. And I've been doing this bounty hunting series of encounters, and I've been really enjoying them. I've been really enjoying writing those little encounters. They're not full-fledged adventures, because it can be a lot to create this, like 3-4 act adventure versus just doing something really fun and creative with a single encounter or a pair of encounters. So that's sort of what I've been doing there. So I really love it if people would check those out. Just go over, there's a link to the Facebook page in the description below. They're all public, available, so you don't have to be, I don't think you have to like the page in order to view them. However, if you don't have Facebook, because I had some people say that they're not into Facebook, but they'd love to see the encounters, or would be interested, I shouldn't say love to see, because I'm not a professional game designer by any stretch, but so they would be interested, but they don't have, they're not on Facebook. So as a compromise, or as a solution to that, I have my email address available on my channel's description, like in the about or whatever section it is, or contact info, whatever it is, wherever you can see sort of like the links to various things. My email address should be on there. And if it's not, it's just literally dravenswiftbow@gmail.com. And so if you're interested, I do have them all converted or also copied to a text file that I can export as a PDF. So if you're interested, I can create a PDF of it and send it to you. Just send an email to the dravenswiftbow@gmail.com. And just basically in the subject matter, just put encounters or bounty hunting, because the bounty hunting is the name of the series that I've been doing, to have like just a name like that ties everything together. So if you're interested but don't have Facebook, shoot me an email just letting me know that you're interested in looking at the encounters, and I can send that to you as a PDF. Just because I had a lot of fun designing them. They're not the greatest. Like I'm not saying that they're anywhere near as good as officially published stuff, but I enjoyed them. The people that did spend the time to look through them seem to enjoy them as well. So if you're interested, I can send you a PDF of the encounters. So that's basically it. That's sort of the update for right now. So anyway, I hope everybody's being safe. I hope everybody's healthy and happy and coping as best they can with what's going on at this point in time. We're all sort of in the same boat here. And I will do what I can to try to get stuff out during this time. But I just wanted to give you that little update as to what's going on with the bounty hunting series, or the Through the Ages series. Discuss the bounty hunting series a little bit, and I do want to get into some discussion on pocket editions of other RPGs, which will be another whole video that I can sort of do a thing on as well. And I also have a pocket edition Pathfinder book coming out that could be the subject of its own separate video. So I hope that will be something that people are interested in when I do the video showing the pickup. That should spoil things there. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you all for your wonderful support during these difficult times, and I will see you next time. Take care.